Welcome back to Psychotria Plays. We are making our way through, oh man, I redid the buttons, I forgot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
With the green dragon. I saw that video the other day.
Yeah.
Are about 9 skillion to...
Look at that.
This is an adventure game.
Again, another fourth wall break.
That's right.
Chris is here again. We are making our way through this horrific game.
That's right. And we've got to remember, we got to start each time with we're good enough to beat this.
Good
we're
enough
smart
to beat
enough to figure out these puzzles, and we're gonna make it through.
Oh, we're about to
gonna
meet
beat
one of my
this game.
favorite characters.
Okay.
And by favorite, I don't mean favorite.
Okay.
Who are you, and what delusion makes you feel worthy of entering my presence?
I'll go with delusions of adequacy for 500.
Oh God.
I'm Skye. Nice Tweety, where'd you get it?
You are frightfully bold to ask a direct question of me. Not that it's your business.
She like an
but
emperor,
my
queen,
uncle,
princess
General
lady?
Quang,
Yeah, she's
gave
like
it
a
to me.
like a
This is
princess, I
long
think.
shot, so I'll just blurt it on out. Wanna give it to me?
Give it to you? I value this bird more than almost anything in the world.
She said almost.
You said almost.
There is one thing I love more, but my uncle took it from me. My favorite doll.
I was about to say there's a
It's locked
virginity
in the
joke in there
treasure
somewhere.
I'd give anything to have my doll again.
She said anything.
You said anything. What do you say?
The treasure room is heavily guarded, but your suicidal antics might prove an amusing diversion.
She said suicidal.
All right, so
Okay. So we have
but we're not done here.
Oh, we're not.
We're not.
A hairpin. Now, if this were an adventure game, I would just take it for no apparent
This is
reason
like three,
in full view of the princess.
Fourth wall
Don't
breaks
say a
within
word.
like 2 minutes.
I keep forgetting. This is an adventure game.
All right, so we got the hairpin.
Why do we need a hairpin? We're gonna pop a balloon, aren't
I don't quite exactly remember
Huh.
what it's used for.
we? Okay. So we have an entitled princess who's got a bird, and it's one of the birds we need.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get her doll that her mean uncle took from her and stashed in the royal treasury. Are we gonna pick the lock with it?
Yep.
And by that I mean jam it into the geometry of the door?
Yeah.
Dang, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm gonna save because I think they said it's suicidal.
That's
so
right. There's gonna be a dragon and 4 guards with gigantic axes and some ninjas.
Oh, yeah.
Almost. I wasn't that
we're not
far
far
off.
off. No.
Oh, jeez. These guys. Wow.
Damn it. Wrong button.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh,
No, we're
yeah,
not
I was
fighting
about to
that
say
again.
that dropped you way back.
All right,
That
what
dropped
do
you
I
to
have
like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Brought me back in time. Maybe there's.
So, do you have any of the face mines?
No, I don't.
No, that'd probably be
I'm
perfect.
fresh
right
out.
now. Oh, you've slowed him. A successful slowing has occurred.
Maybe a different spell might work.
Yeah, the fire and ice ones seem to do better damage with the
Ooh, I
ice being
forgot
the highest.
ice.
Yeah,
I'm missing a blue.
green one. There you go.
There it is. Oh, I should use strength sap. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, wrong.
There we go. He's been blasted with a polar pulse. They should pay me to name these spells. Okay.
Alright, so he's hit with a.
Does that make him do less damage or something?
Should.
Oh, he's dead. So.
We got.
God,
That health pickup did nothing.
it just amazes me every time we get back into this. The walking animations is just, oh. But anyway, now that we're mindlessly killing people here, I figured now would be a good time. Let's talk about some current events.
Oh, what do you have in mind?
hear about this lovely Take-Two Interactive cease and desist letter that came out?
Yeah. And I just like rebought that game.
That game.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto, right. That game, you know, that one with the guys and the stuff. So I was curious your thoughts on that, because I've talked to some people at work and some other stuff, and you know, some people have very different and varied opinions on, you know, how this should all work and whether that's okay, and, you know, what this all means for the world of gaming in general, and, you know, the end is near and all that, you know, kind of stuff. So, what do we got in here? Oh, there's the doll.
There we go.
That really wasn't that far away.
Yeah. And the strength sap worked.
They seem to do pretty good, yeah.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
That's right. Oh,
Uh-oh.
something. It's a demon. Is it
It's
a
another
demon?
battle.
Oh,
I'm gonna use the health potion.
it's probably a demon, though. Oh, what is that? Oh,
I don't know, but I'm missing my
I was
strength
about to say,
sap.
can you even hit that with that? Oh, shoot shards of ice. But I was curious as to what your thoughts. The general consensus seems to be that there is a well-known, probably most popular used modding site for GTA 5 that was sent a letter by Take-Two Interactive, which is not the developer, but the distributor? Producer? Publisher, thank you. I knew there was a word in there somewhere. Of Grand Theft Auto 5 that they don't have the rights to do that and should take it down immediately, or face further legal action and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So
scary
they've taken it down.
legal
Right,
talk.
exactly. Legalese that, you know, we're going to make you pay.
I'm gonna die. I am so...
I'll get you next time, Gadget, and all that stuff. So,
I'm so dead.
oh, you got this. You got the pro dodges. Look at that. Oh. Ouch. The wiggly floaty ball murdered you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't feel good, Cotton. I do not feel good.
So, you know, I was curious as to your thought process on good, bad, ugly. You know, what does that mean? Is this,
I don't think it's a
what
good
does this
thing.
all entails?
I certainly don't think it's a good thing. I'm not part of the modding community, but I mean, it was for single player mods too. It wasn't,
Right, exactly.
Like, multiplayer is pretty heavily, I don't know if regulated is the right word, but it's monitored.
Right.
So it's not like you could, you know, use these cheats like whenever you want. And
Well, and
multiplayer.
there has definitely been a number of problems with Grand Theft Auto 5 online involving people that were modding in money and things like that. That definitely has existed. They've usually caught it, but I'm sure they've spent quite a bit of resources to police that.
yeah,
You know, there is lots of sides of the debate of, is this even going to stop anything? Is this even going to solve any problem? And are they against all mods or just, you know, the multiplayer ones, and they've not been clear with their intentions? And the whole thing is just a big PR, like, train wreck. And people have been debating it for ever since it happened like last week.
Yeah.
So, you know, my general thoughts on all of this is I'm not as upset as a lot of people are. Because while I do think in general that it's not quote-unquote a good thing, I also don't think it really means that much. Because PC, at least, modding, will not go away.
yeah.
Whether there's a centralized location that people can upload them, whether it's people share them on Reddit, whether it's people share them on forums and links and things like that, that will not go away. As long as people have access on their PCs, modding will exist.
Right.
It just will. I tend to play most of my games what you would call vanilla, I guess.
Yeah.
That I try to use very few mods. I like to kind of play the games
The way that they
the
intended.
way that the developers intended. Even if there's some issues here and there, you know, for the most part, I like to, you know, stick with the base version of the game. Even on, like, Skyrim, one of the most heavily modded games of all time. People have literally hundreds of mods installed at a time.
Yeah.
I have one to rebalance the magic system, because the magic system's a little wonky when you get to higher levels. And I had one to make it so you could
Moving parts. Not recommended for
kill
children under
anything.
3.
Because in the old ones, Morrowind, and to a lesser extent Oblivion, because they started to do it there, you could kill anybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's the demigod of the universe, and you could go kill Vivek. It doesn't matter if it's, the High King of whatever. It doesn't matter if it's your quest giver, leader of your guild. You could kill them, and the worst that would happen as far as the game was concerned, obviously the people around you would be upset and whatever, but as far as the game was concerned, was it would pop up a little box. And that box would say, you've done messed up.
Yeah.
You killed somebody who's going to give you a quest
What do
later.
call this puppy anyway?
Let's see what she has to say first.
Sociopath?
My doll! I can't
That is
believe
so much
it.
bigger than the doll you picked up off the shelf.
Did I mention what I went through to get that?
Listen carefully. That spoiled princess bit was just an act. I had to test your mettle. You got the doll, and you're still on 2 feet. I'm impressed. Here,
Now could you tell me what's going on?
I'm with the rebels.
Okay,
My
I know
uncle
they
is
rebels.
can't.
dangerous and sadistic
She's a
man.
rebel scum.
He has slain
Yeah.
our
I
ancient
know
sentinels and captured
they
the
can't
Red
see my
Prison.
face.
Soon he will deliver it to Necroth.
But I wish they
unlocked
could
his
have.
door.
Because
Get the prison,
I had the
then look
most
for the last of the birds.
puzzled look of confusion for about 10-15 seconds straight there, going, this makes no sense. What is going on? But anyway, Morrowind and stuff. You killed somebody, box would pop up. You've murdered someone, they were important.
Yeah.
Now, it would then give you options. You could say, oh, my bad. Reload my last save. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. I still
Or
remember that.
you could say, you know what? Screw you and your story. I'm going to continue playing with this save. And if that means you can't do the main quest, if that means you can't do the Mages Guild quest, whatever. Screw you. I'm strong enough to kill the leader of the Mages Guild. I should be able to do it. And then you get into a little bit of Oblivion and almost all of Skyrim, and it's like 70% of the NPCs are unkillable.
Yeah, I tried doing a genocide run of
Because
of that,
they're
and-
all quote-unquote important. Because this one guy is a blacksmith, and in 15 quests down in some guild you're never going to join, he has a piece of story quest for you
Yeah.
that involves going and killing 10 wolves. And that's it. But they won't let you kill him. You'll smack him a bunch of times and he'll fall unconscious for a few seconds. And that was it. And that was the most obnoxious thing to me ever. So those were the only 2 I had installed for Skyrim. And there is hundreds of mods for Skyrim.
Yeah.
Some of them bonkers crazy. Some of them UI improvements, whatever. So I use mods to a degree. Some games more than others. But to me, I most of the time play the vanilla. The problem that I run into is I think that if you disallow mods in general, it hurts your community overall. People that mod games get invested in your games.
Yeah.
People that use the mods get invested in your games. And then they want more mods, more games, more stuff from you means more money. That's all good. Why would you not want that? I understand you start running into problems with intellectual property and, licensing and whatever, and that's fine. But the other side of this coin is you go to Xbox. How many mods can you get for Skyrim on Xbox? I'll give you the answer. It's 0 because you can't download it. Now, that's not completely true.
Yeah,
but
they introduced like a semi-modding.
Right,
thing.
yeah, that's not completely true. But I mean, for most games over time, the idea is if you're on a console, you're out of luck. Mm-hmm. And that was always one of the draws of PC games. If they make it to what they were kind of alluding to, which was an official mod store where you can buy mods, but still let people create the mods, they then submit them, they get approved, and then the person who made the mod gets a cut of when they're purchased. Mm-hmm. That is a way for the creators to get money. That is a way for them to kind of foster that creative, thing in the community. Now, that means you're not going to be able to have Super Mario Skyrim and things like that a lot of people like to do, but that also means that opens up the availability for them to have that same modding store on, like, the Xbox and consoles. So as someone who does PC and console, I like the idea of official, unofficial mods.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's inherently the worst thing ever. I think how it's handled is going to matter.
Absolutely.
But, I don't think they're immediately evil for trying to find a way to not only monetize, but make that a little more acceptable to the community as a whole.
Yeah, I got you.
I do think that you shouldn't stifle them. I do think you shouldn't, but like I said, PC mods aren't going to go away. Even if you quote-unquote made them illegal, people are going to make mods and distribute them. It's not like your precious Skyrim mods are going to go away. You might not have as many created, but they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
If the community has things they want to fix or add, they're going to do it, especially on PC. So, I don't think it's the end of modding. I don't think it's, terrible, awful, no good, very bad. I do think it's a little more restrictive, but at the same time, I think it makes it a little more available. So,
Yeah,
I don't have a huge problem with it. I think they need to be careful with how they do it, and I think they need to make sure they're not going too far, because the last thing you want to do is alienate your community. But I do think that overall it's not as big of a deal as a lot of people are explaining it to be. And it's a bit weird for the people that know me, because I am a huge consumer rights advocate. Mm-hmm. I am all about, you buy things.
Right to repairs, stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
You should be able to open up your iPhone and do repairs or make changes to it or whatever because you've bought it. This idea that you never buy anything nowadays, you just
get a license.
License to use it for however long, it's silly to me, and I do think a lot of that stuff is wrong. I'm a big consumer rights advocate, but I really don't think this is that big of a deal. I don't think people are being abused by this.
Let's pick up the rest of this conversation on the next episode of Psychotria Plays.